Okay, I'll make this quick. So I have known and worked with Miss Jane Lynch for over 15 years. And indeed, I started my directing career with her. The year was 1999, and I was writing my first episode of television to direct, which was an episode of an old show called Popular. The large guest star role written for this episode was almost impossible to cast. It was a substitute teacher who starts torturing the Popular kids. Her reason? They have ruined her upcoming vacation to the resort Sandals. And I asked Jane to do it for me, and she read it, and she shrugged, and she thought I was a weirdo, and she said yes, and we have been working together ever since. What I felt about Jane on that first day of work back in the day has remained consistent a decade and a half later. She is the hardest working person on the set. She is incredibly upbeat and enthusiastic. She makes everybody better and everybody happier. Right? Today, as of back then, I am also pleased as punch to show up on set and direct Jane Lynch. It is always a privilege. She is one of the comedy greats in our industry, male or female. An Emmy winner, a Golden Globe winner, a Christopher Guest Muse, a complete class act, Miss Jane Lynch. So I have two great Jane Lynch memories I would like to share with you. The first happened during the making of the Glee pilot. Ian, who is here, Brennan, and Brad Falchuk and I had written the role of Sue Sylvester for a Jane Lynch type because we never thought we could get this lady. And then we figured, why not shoot for the moon and try and get Jane herself? She agreed. One of the first days of filming for Jane, Sue, was a teacher's lounge scene where I asked Jane and Ian to do a couple of ad-libs and show us Sue's ambition. She came up with a bit where Sue bragged about her new iPhone and how she had to leave because, quote, I have a phoner to do. That's an interview you do on your iPhone with members of the media. Sue was born in that moment, I think, arrogant, always right, funny, better than the rest, desperate to be seen and fit in. Jane stole that scene. She stole every scene after that. She is still stealing scenes as Sue. And to me, her leadership on Glee, her professionalism, and her heart is the hallmark of that series. And she helped make tracksuits hot again. Another great moment for me was Jane recreating the Madonna Vogue video for an episode of Glee which won Jane her much-deserved Emmy. The day was a bear, 15 hours, freezing soundstage, 30 different setups, lots of costumes and hair and makeup and props and actor nightmare. But the thing that I remember about Jane that day was pure joy. Her smile, her wow, I really get to be doing this enthusiasm. This is the key to Jane's success in her career, I think, and her private life, her joy. She remembers growing up on the outside, being awkward, a huge fan of all things Hollywood, obsessed with Madonna and the Brady Bunch and Olivia Newton-John and all things 70s and 80s. And then in a blink, she was now a part of them all. She was no longer just a fan, but she was getting fans. She was in the game, this time making the culture and becoming friends with Olivia Newton-John. And like the little Jane Lynch of yesterday, still joyful of heart, I marvel at Jane's journey of success and relate to it. And I'm sure knowing Jane that as a little girl, she thought of the Hollywood Walk of Fame and perhaps wondered, I want to be a star on the Walk of Fame. Wouldn't it be cool to get one of those one day? And now she has it, and she's going to be walked over all day long. Jane Lynch, in summary, could not be more deserving of this honor. She is one for the ages. She is such a class act. She has such a great heart. She puts herself into everything she does with such a level of commitment I marvel at. She's a great gal, a wonderful friend, and now a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And Jane, I love you, and I could not be more proud of you.